Okay, fam, welcome back. So today we're going to be going over the Grayscale Trust as well as a new position that we have in crypto. So with that being said, let's get it. Okay, so before I get into the Grayscale Trust here, I did want to show you guys the new position that we have. So that position is called Audius, or the ticker symbol is, well, audio, basically. You can see it here, audio USD, there's USDT, there's all kinds of different stable coins you can pair it up with. You could probably even do audio BTC and compare, like the value of sats compared to the altcoin, all that jazz. But the point I want to make here is that if you guys look up Audius on CoinGecko, you'll see that it's actually a fairly low market cap. It's like, I think, 250 or 350, something like that. The thing I want to point out here is this, okay? So this was a hot crypto last cycle, and it is, I believe they have a partnership with TikTok. Again, we'll go over this in the separate altcoin video when we go over CoinGecko, but the fact that they even have a partnership with TikTok is a big deal. Again, don't quote me on that, but last time I checked, I'm pretty sure that's accurate. So you guys can see, just to go from the low to the high, even if it does not go to new all-time highs, if it just goes back to, I should say, if it does not go to new highs, if it just goes back to all-time highs, it's a 20x return, okay? So we did a little rotation, all right? So we got out of Algorand. We had that one, and I'm going to show you guys that right now. So kind of the goal here was to, so our average cost basis was 33 cents. We could have bought more when it was lower, but we chose not to because we were buying other stuff instead. Algorand is a top 100 project, just so you all know. We've talked about like the understanding the market cap, right? So the larger the market cap, it's not to say it can't move massively, but it's, if you have like a top 50 coin might do like a 3 or 5x, right? Maybe if you're lucky like XRP, maybe a 10x. But if you get something in the top 2, 3, 400, let's say that top 50 coin is like 5 or 10 billion, right? And then you compare that to something like a top 300 coin that only has a few hundred million. Well, you could throw another 10x on that. You could be looking at potentially like a 30x, a 20x, a 50x, right? Makes sense. So Algo is a top 100, Audio is top 300. So our average on this one was 33 cents. We were kind of thinking like we were going to get out maybe somewhere around the $1.50, so about a clean 5x. That would have turned 1,200 into 6,000. However, we thought about it and we're like, well, it would make more sense to go ahead and get into this other coin that we're interested in because, again, this thing has already pumped quite a bit. It's probably still going to go higher. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, Algo could easily go up to like, this is an ISO 22 project, as far as I know, too, which is kind of a big narrative. But even if it just went back to all-time highs, it could still do a nice, easy 6x return, which is pretty good. So, yeah. Excuse all the noise, but that's not me doing that. So yeah, anyways, it could still return a nice clean return, right, before going to all-time highs, but Audio would have to do a 20x. And this thing is much smaller. It's, I forget the exact number. I think it's like 300 million or something. So, and as you can see, it's not overbought. It's barely even moved yet, just barely. I mean, this thing looks a lot like Filecoin, right? Basically has done nothing yet, and eventually should shoot to all-time highs. So I'll tell you guys right now, we're looking for about a 10x on this. Our average cost basis on this is 20 cents. The lows here about 10 cents, so it's only moved up a 2x from the lows, whereas Algorand has moved up about a 5x from the lows. So something to keep in mind. Again, do your research on this one. If you guys want to jump into it, you can. If not, you don't have to. Again, in my opinion, I think it's a good opportunity. But, of course, do your own research and understand the risks involved and all that stuff. So here's the position right here. You can see we no longer have Algorand, so we swapped that out for Audius. Again, so we took the funds from Algorand, which was about 2,000, put it into this, and then put another 2,000 on top of that into this. So roughly about 4,000 in total, and that is one of our current larger positions. Just a simple rotation, just so y'all know. So again, we did talk about that in the Grayscale Trusts some time back, that we may consider doing that. Didn't think it would be a native, but it is. So anyways, onto the trusts, LTCN. So this thing still looks good. It is had a 0.05% pullback. I mean, that's almost a joke. That's like nothing. I mean, it might as well have not even moved at all today. It might as well just sat still, right? I joke. I'm sure some of you guys are offended by that. I apologize, but it's just, I mean, just look at it. It's ridiculous. Okay, so anyways, going over here to the daily. So we have our second green candle close above this kind of channel formation here. And again, I know this is not going to be perfect. It shows the channel as a weekly time frame, not on the daily. You can see it's kind of sloppy here, but the point I want to make is we did get a candle above these candles here that indicates a break in structure. Now we would theoretically just need to maybe retest this level 1850 as support, and then boom, and then you got a bull trend. That's kind of how I'm seeing this. Indicators still look green. We saw the same formation breakout before in past times. Okay, once here and once here, so it shouldn't really be a shock. This is breaking to the upside, is basically repeating history. EMA is about to cross golden. Oh, I did also want to say this before I forget. Shout out to Tony P for the 1999 super thanks. Thank you for that. I really appreciate your support on the channel. We're doing everything we can to help you guys out here. It's definitely nice to get that once in a while. I will say that. And also, if you guys want to know, there are channel memberships you can sign up for. They're $25 a month. You just have to click the join button below the video. Crypto is very time sensitive. If you think it's worth it, then you're welcome to. If you don't think it's worth it, you don't have to. No obligation. So anyways, so if there is a pullback area to buy, I'd say probably around the top of this channel here. So about 18-ish, 1750, maybe 18, somewhere in there. If you're looking for a buyback or a buying opportunity, if you did not buy in this whole area here, because you're like, man, screw that. I'm not buying that SHIT. I don't think it's going anywhere. I would understand. Those of you guys that do not understand what accumulation and distribution is, I would completely understand if you're looking at this thinking this thing was dead. Most people do not understand market structure. It's more of a trader's game, not so much an investor's. So targets here 25 to 54 on this one. So about a 210% gain. BCHG, next one here, finally starting to show some signs of life. I'm sure you guys were probably wondering, am I surprised it's starting to move up? Not really. I mean, you got 5 weeks of red here. It's not going to go down forever. We're not even in a bear market, y'all. So eventually this thing's going to have to turn around. That's just kind of expected. I didn't think it was going to test this trend line for this long, though. I have to admit that. So the gap got filled. That's no longer a concern. It could theoretically just go up from here. I wouldn't be surprised. I do want to check the daily here, though. So we got a daily close above the EMAs. That's a very good sign, in my opinion. We just need to get a close above $9 on the daily to confirm a break of structure, and obviously close above that, retest that area, and then bounce. So for now on the weekly, I'd say maybe 590 to probably 750, somewhere in there. Maybe your opportunity window. Targets 1030 to about 24. 290% gain here, HZEN. Wow, this thing looks good. We do have the underlying horizon, and it has already done a 2x our average cost basis. But of course, we're not selling for no damn 2x. Come on, man, are you kidding me? At least got to get a 5 to 10x. It's such a small cap. It would be almost stupid to sell it for a 2x. Okay, so above the yellow line here, that's definitely a good sign, I would say. I mean, guys, look, we're not even considering even beginning to take profit till the underlying gets to around $100. The previous all-time high, I think, was at 174. The current price is at like 17. And again, I'm not saying there's necessarily a perfect correlation here, but I mean, if the underlying could do another 10x, this thing probably has a long ways to go. That would be my guess. Okay, so pullback area for buy, roughly around $5. That kind of gold line there. Targets anywhere from 7 to, I'd say, as high as 1050. And again, we'll go over the macro videos soon. I know that has not come out probably as soon as you guys would like, but we've been in the mix of other things as well. So, we do have to deal with this thing called life too. All right, so 115% gain here, ETCG. Looks like it might be maybe wanting to chill out a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised. So again, this white line is what I'd be looking for a pullback buy, roughly about $13 thereabouts. Target probably all the way up at 20. So the move here would be roughly about 80% gain. ETHE. So this one I'd be looking for is probably somewhere around the maybe the $25 area, right around the top of this gap up to the top of support here. So 28.50, 25 to 28.50, somewhere in there. Target would be the cup and handle pattern up there at 53. Nice big 100% gain. And you can see this big, huge cup and handle pattern here. This has popped up on other charts too, like Bitcoin. The S&P had one when it had the bear market in 2022. That was actually a cup and handle. And also gold had one, which took 10 years to play out, but it did play out. Okay, so GBAT, nice big green candle here, looking pretty good. No close above the EMAs yet, but we do have one above the daily, so that's always good. So pullback area, I'd be looking at roughly about 650 to maybe 650 to $7, somewhere in there if you get it, if you didn't buy down in here. So targets anywhere from at this point, I'd probably say like maybe 1850 to about 32, somewhere in there. Because again, once it pops out of this box, I mean, this thing's probably going to rip pretty hard. I wouldn't be surprised. Okay, so potentially up to 350% gain here. Again, that just gets back to the all-time highs, not price discovery. Phil G, whatever you want to call this. This one is confirmed bullish already. We already have a green candle above the EMAs and another one pushing higher. So yeah, I mean, if you missed it down here, I don't know what to tell you. There's other opportunities in the market. You just have to look for them. So pullback area, maybe about 56 to 64 here. 400 is going to be the all-time highs. I will tell you guys right now, we kind of regret a little bit not buying down here when it was at 26 because we were thinking about it, man. But I mean, look, even we get fooled by the market sometimes. Sometimes it's just like you see it and you're just like, I don't know. Maybe I'll buy it. I mean, it's pretty cheap, but then sometimes the market doesn't even give you time to think about it. They'll just like, oh, you don't want to buy it? Okay, boom. We're going to take off then. That's just how they do it. So 600% gain here. GLIV, GLIV, GLIVE, GLEAV. So yeah, we got to get above this white line, which is about where the EMAs are at. Not above there yet. So buy zone is still going to be 2020 to about 1530. The all-time high, I'd be looking at that as the target because, again, this is crypto. I mean, if you've been holding for a while, you probably don't want some stinking 10, 20% return, right? You probably want like 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000% return. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but we're all in crypto to make stupid, absolutely retarded gains, right? 10, 20, 50, 100, 1,000x. 466% gain just to get back to the highs. G-Link, so this one's finally starting to lift. We already got the confirmation above the EMAs and all that jazz. So yeah, this is actually going to become a flip zone now. I'm pretty confident it's going to close higher than that zone by the end of the week. We already got 2 candles on the daily above it. The EMAs are getting ready to cross golden. They usually the price usually does not come back and retest the EMAs if it's going to until you actually get the golden cross. Okay. That's one of the reasons why when we swing trade, we actually wait for the golden cross to occur instead of trying to front run it, because then maybe if there's a pullback into it, that would be the ideal entry, just so you guys know. So yeah, buy zone here is 66 to 84. Anywhere in there is a good price, in my opinion. 220 is going to be the target here for the all-time highs. That does not include price discovery. Price discovery would be like, we're talking like stupid returns at that point. 234% gain here. GSOL not doing much. That probably will change. Again, do I know if there's going to be a Solana ETF or not? I don't know. But I will tell you guys there has been, I believe, an XRP and a Litecoin ETF that has been applied for to the SEC, and the new SEC chair coming in January is apparently extremely bullish on crypto. So, I mean, based on that, I would say the likelihood of a Solana ETF probably pretty high that it's going to get approved. If that happens, well, I wouldn't be surprised to see these things start screaming higher to the upside. Okay, so And you guys might say, well, Ethereum never played out like that. Well, I mean, guys, Wall Street's focused on Bitcoin. It's not the right time in the cycle yet for Ethereum. Remember, Bitcoin goes to all-time highs first, and then Ethereum, and then the altcoins. That's usually how it goes. Sometimes it's better just to be patient than try to anticipate or a confirmation trade instead of a assumption trade is what we call it in the trading world. So, anyways, buy zones here pretty much anywhere from the current price down to 86, so 165 to 86, somewhere there. 590 all-time highs would be the target. About a 600% gain on this one, GXLM. Wow, this thing is just holy crap, dude. I mean, man, bro, if you had bought this down here, oh my god, if you had waited and bought this down here, you would be sitting pretty right now. Okay, as much as 290% already. Wow. Well, if you guys don't think the Grayscale trusts are going to moonshot, I mean, seeing this should be as evident enough. Obviously, no guarantees, but man. Okay, so this is still a resistance zone here. It has not broken yet. We're waiting for that confirmation. As of right now, I'd say the pullback area to buy would be about that 37, so that white line right about the EMAs, somewhere in there. I'd be looking at the all-time highs as a target. And again, you guys are going to want to know what the price discovery would be for these. This is getting pretty close to all-time highs, so we'll talk about that soon. So if you manage to get a pullback on this one, keyword if, 165% gain here. Mana still hasn't moved a lot yet, but doesn't mean it's not going to. Sometimes these things just take a little bit longer to play out than normal. So I would say pretty much right about that $13 area could be a good buy right at the EMAs. 70 would be the target for me on this one because it's already moved up too much to be taking a look at kind of these lower levels here. 440% gain. Zcash kind of pulling back right from around that resistance. Again, that's not surprising. That happens. You guys got to understand, there's a lot of different people in crypto, okay? There's people that invest, there's whales, there's institutions, you have swing traders, you have people that day trade this stuff. Swing traders probably got in here and they're looking to sell out here. Okay, position traders probably got in this big fat zone here and they're probably looking to, I don't know, maybe take profits at the highs or something. Everybody has a different psychology about these markets, so don't be surprised that there was a short-term pullback here. I would say maybe 6. If it comes back down below that white line, maybe somewhere between 5.25 to 6. It doesn't look like it's going to happen though. So, assuming 6 holds, I'd be looking for probably about this 14.25 to 1760 as potential targets here. That's just my opinion, of course. I mean, you want to make as much money as possible, right? So 200% gain. All right. So hope you all enjoyed this content. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.